So I had a lot of announcements last Thursday. It came out to 27-inch iMac with the Retina 5K. I don't know why they keep on going up these resolutions. Pretty soon you won't be able to, you can't tell the difference, but it takes a lot more power to drive it. It's not cheap. It's $2,500, like I paid for my Mac Plus, it seems.
Yeah.
and 80 whatever for that was. But they still have the old iMacs, which are really nice, and they're the same prices. So that's the best one. And they have the iPad Air 2, and all this stuff comes from Apple, and that's why it's so glowing reviews. Most powerful iPad ever, they say. So it does a lot of things that the phone does. The new phone, Bob's going to show us in just a moment his 6-inch iPhone, and you can do the thumb print recognition, and they have the new iPad coming out and all that stuff. I don't think you want to carry your iPad around. But that iPhone 6 Plus is about as big as the iPad. And Yosemite's out, free upgrade. Who's upgraded to Yosemite? I know Bob's talking about it. Ari has, and Bob doesn't like the ugly screen, the ugly icons.
I don't like the icons there.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Well, they're trying to make it all the same on the phone and on the computer. Maybe they get enough complaints in the upgrade, maybe they'll make it so you can change them, I hope. But
What is it?
are you using 8 now, Ari? Are you using
10.10,
Yosemite?
yes.
So you can see what it looks like, right there. And the Macworld Expo's gone because Ari didn't go the last couple of years.
Say
Ari,
it again?
I'm blaming you because you didn't go to Macworld Expo, they closed it.
They did.
Yeah.
I missed it last year, that's right.
Yeah. So the Ari's not showing up, we don't need to do this anymore. But they closed their print too, Macworld, so they're just online now. So everything's, it's just once Apple left, things kind of slowed down. It seems like way in any kind of expo now, it's just, even in our woodworking expos, there's just less and less people that display come and pay. They just do it all online. So it's just one of those other things that went away. And I have this thing from Consumer Reports about debunking the iPhone 6 being more bendable than anything else. It seems like if you actually do bend it and break it, you're doing it on purpose, like they did on YouTube. And that's pretty much it. Oh, they have the new Mac Mini that came out. That's what I use as a Mac Mini. So they brought a new one out, and they dropped the price on them. But they're so thin now, they don't even have a CD drive. Well, just like the iMac doesn't have it either. They don't have the CD drives anymore, and then you have to add it on. But they dropped the price $100, and it's what it is a Mac Mini. It's like a laptop, but they just put it in a case and you use your own monitor. And I've just upgraded that all year and just got the new monitor. I mean, the same monitor all the time. They did it, I think, originally to help people come in that already had their monitors that were using PCs. They just made it easy for people with PCs to upgrade. So it's kind of they're hoping that you're going to upgrade to iMac.
Same thing here.
Are there any questions or announcements? You want to show your phone, Bob?
Sure. Let me see your smaller one I just showed the size.
Oh, this is just an iPad. Do you have your phone? Just showing the size difference.
That's a 5. That's one of them really old, ancient, out of date.
So you can see the difference in size. This is the 6, not the Plus, this is the 6. And then there's a bigger one than that. So it's a little bigger. Not that much heavier though. I keep making things lighter. It's got the Touch ID, so when you turn it on, you just put your thumb there and you don't have to put a password, which I love, and I had that before. But the Touch ID is really cool. You get, I think, another layer of icons on there. And
Bob, is that where they talk about the thumbprint?
yeah, so you can use a thumbprint to buy things on the Apple Store too, and they'll be doing even more things like that. So that's really nice, you don't have to enter your password for things. They also improved, I don't know if they did this yet for the 5, but they improved how it takes pictures of your thumb, or whatever finger, you can put whatever finger you want, or fingers. But before, you had to really get it pretty straight on. Now they're doing the size of your thumb and asking you to do more angles, so now I don't have to, that was a real pain because you want to just do it, you know. So now, it does it just like that. It's very nice, much better as far as the technology on the thumbprint. It does the handoff thing, which is kind of weird because, like, if I'm in class and I have this turned off, and my phone rings, my computer rings.
Yeah.
So I may have this shut off, but the computer sound might be on. All of a sudden, you know, I didn't even know what was going on the first time. Like,
Well, I had that happen with my iPad,
yes,
but I still have the 5 phone, and I was
it
upstairs.
was happening to me too. And I thought,
Yeah, and I saw I missed a call from the lawyer. I go, oh my God! So then I had to go down and get my phone, but I never had that happen before.
You
What
don't need
caused
to.
that?
it's the new feature.
Bluetooth,
Yeah,
And
but
you-
what brought that to us?
the update to iOS 8.
Oh, the 8. Okay.
the technical name is Bug You. But I mean, the cool thing is you can make now phone calls from your computer or your iPad too,
Yeah.
if you want to. Or you can answer on them. If your phone's not near you and the phone rings, your computer will ring and you can talk either with speakers or just into the thing.
Oh, I forgot.
So I mean, that's all pretty cool. The thing that also was confusing me is when you get a call on your other devices, it says FaceTime. I couldn't figure out why, so if I get a phone call on this, it registers through FaceTime on my other, like my iPad. So I'm seeing like I got 6 FaceTime calls, and I maybe do one of those a month or something, and I start getting all these FaceTime calls, and I don't know any FaceTime. Well, it's just using FaceTime to make the call. So if you start seeing FaceTime with 6, 8 on it, you know, it's just a regular phone call. So don't get startled by that, nobody's trying to find you. So anyway, it's bigger, it's faster. I got mine the day I went in, almost an accident. I went into Verizon, I asked if they had a phone, they said no, blah, 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 and nobody has them. And I said, okay. He said, well, which one did you want? I said, well, I think I'm gonna get the 64 this time because I'm always running out of space. And he said, what color you want? I said, I want the gold. He says, well, I have 2 gold 128s. If you want one of those. Such a deal. But I thought, well, I use it for school, I was telling Stuart, and I'm always taking videos of the students, but I always run out of room. So I'm always deleting things to make one more video. So I thought, you know, it'll be nice to be able to just take videos, not think about it. And I don't really watch movies on it if I can. So I went ahead and got it, because now, as Ari told us, you don't have to pay out of pocket at AT&T. They will just add a fee to your, like $20 to your phone bill each month. You don't have to pay $300 or anything up front. So for me, that was a good deal. It didn't cost me anything that day. I walked out with it. And,
So that's how much it was. $2.99 for the.
oh, this is like $5,000. I don't know.
Oh.
I really
Yeah.
don't know exactly what it costs. I don't want to know. I didn't look. But anyway, I wasn't going to get it, but my wife wanted my 5. So what do you do? Got to make the wife happy, right?
Do you use Siri?
Huh?
Do you use Siri on it?
Oh yeah. I haven't. I'm not a real big time Siri, but I use it, but not to its potential.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that improved with it. with
Yes,
the new
I
one.
think it has.
Oh,
It's
okay.
much better,
Siri's much better with the new phone?
much better.
Oh, that's good.
In fact, you know where you used to, let me see if I can show this. Maybe not. On your phone, when you wanted to dictate a message or whatever in notes, you would turn on the microphone, which used to be which is right next to the space bar on the onboard keyboard, and you would speak, and then you would press done, and then it would go to the Apple Cloud, wherever it is, North Carolina, process it, and then paste it in. It took maybe a couple seconds is all. Now it's direct, so as soon as you press the microphone and start dictating, it's putting the stuff right on the screen as you dictate. So you
Yes.
can follow along. It's very fast now.
So it's actually doing the computation on the phone?
It's doing a lot of it on the
Oh,
phone.
okay.
They've uploaded.
Oh, that's
So, and it works very well, you know. When I wanna set an alarm, for example, set an alarm for 12 PM today.
I've set an alarm for 12 o'clock.
So I don't have to go to open this up, put in my thumb, find the alarm, open it, type it in. That's
Yeah, I
it.
do that
I just
all
spoke. So it's good. Once in a while it misses stuff, you know, I get some odd things, but you know, there's a whole website for,
One thing I didn't mention that I like, I think some people hate, but I like, it now has a little extra window above the keyboard where it guesses what you're going to say, and it's
Yeah.
incredible. It scares me sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was telling my daughter to go in my bedroom and get something, and it guessed where it was. I'm not lying. I don't know how it did that, but it scared me to death. I was like, I was at work. So would you go in the bedroom and get it? And she guessed the place where it was. Wow, that scared me. But the words come up, and you just have to tap them. They come up before you finish typing. Right above, there's 3 guesses. And instead of writing out words, a lot of times I can just keep tapping the words, and I don't know how it guesses the syntax and everything, but it's amazing.
So you were doing a text to her?
Yeah, when you're
Okay.
texting
Okay.
or writing now, there's an optional window you can open, and it will guess which word you're gonna say next.
Mhm.
A lot of them, it's easy to see how it knows, but some of them, I don't know how it guesses. But, and if you've been talking about something, it seems to know what you've been talking about and guess those words. So you can type a way faster when it works, wow, you can fly.
Yeah.
One thing about the iPhone ringing on your computer, it's, because I had that same thing. If you want to disable the computer so it doesn't make the sound when your phone rings, it says here, just open FaceTime. I'll post this on my clicking site. Open FaceTime, go to the preferences, and uncheck the box for phone cellular calls. And that'll disable it on your computer. That was driving me a little bit crazy too.
Yeah,
But,
you always gotta find how to disable things, it seems.
I have just one question for whoever has the iPhone. Can you program it so it'll accept more than one person's fingerprint? So if I wanted myself and my wife to be able to use the same?
yeah. Just make it one of your 5.
Oh,
Give every Touch ID gadget will accept 5 different fingers. So if you had more than 5, you could put them all on yours, or give one of them to your wife or whatever. And it wouldn't know the difference, it just thinks it's your fingerprint.
But then you wouldn't have like a different profile, it would just always be
No,
you?
it'd always be
Okay.
you.
Okay, that would work.
But it's okay driving in the car where you say, what'd that say? Check that, would you?
Oh, that's true. That's a good idea.
Or you could buy the iPhone 6 Plus, so it's bigger and you can actually read it, so you don't have to go in. That's my problem.
Were there any other questions or announcements? Yes.
Yes, 3 weeks ago, my memoirs went on sale on iBook. It's formatted for iPad, interactive. Caltech JPL this month is the last publishing of the universe on paper. In November, it'll all be PDF on the internet, and there will be a feature article about my memoirs on that.
Cool.
Great.
And I'm looking to make it possible PDF in another medium for those PC people that can't access it.
This,
That's great, I'm glad, I know you've been working years on that.
5 years, you said?
5 years.
Yeah.
I remember when
324 pages, the short version. But there is a long version unpublished that has the classified military thing. So,
Will there be,
You need to open up and share for yourself.
Okay.
will there be any kind of a review or critique of Yosemite?
Yeah, there's already one on.
No, I mean the hearing. Will any of you do it?
Sure.
Well, he's showing Yosemite.
We showed it once,
When
the
it was
developer
here.
version, about 2 months ago.
Oh,
And then we'll demonstrate some of it right now.
You got an announcement about your trip, travel?
oh, well, I can do that at the end.
Okay, just remind me.
Okay, I will.
And then we're gonna have the raffle for this, we're just trying to get up enough money to make up for the money Bob spent on it, so, this is, just some of the, what'd you spend, $60? But this is a 500 gigabit, elements, which is like a passport. You were gonna hook it up and show how easy it was just to make time, somebody on Facebook, I don't think he's here, was wondering how time machine worked, huh? You just plug it in and then it said you wanna make it a time machine drive,
Yeah.
that's all you have to do.
We don't need to open it.
Yeah, okay.
My time machine doesn't seem to be working.
What does it do?
Every once in a while it says you haven't backed up for, well, now it's 200 and some days. Now I'm putting it on a desktop.
No problem.
I know, and I was gone and I didn't, what do I do? But it's on the desktop hard drive, but it just doesn't recognize it on the computer.
Really? Well, you know what you need to do regularly, I found on mine, is to go to Time Machine and go inside it, go in Time Machine. So it'll take you to the backup, the last backup it has, and you can check the date. And so in your case, it says 200 days, so it's been 6 months or more.
Yeah, since before I left.
So go back into Time Machine Preferences and see if I can find those here. What happened to my Time Machine?
There it is. Just go to the,
Oh, yours is gone too.
There it is.
So go into Open Time Machine Preferences. I'll do this first. If you go Enter Time Machine, it'll take you to your backup. So here's my backup. And it's connected, not here, at home. And on the right-hand side, you can see all of the major events in its backup. So what Time Machine does is it backs up every hour, but only the changes that have been made each hour. And then at the end of the day, it writes the daily backup, and it gets rid of all of those hourly ones. But if you're not around and someone doesn't always do every hour, but anyway, so you end up with a 1 day backup. Every month then, it writes a monthly backup. So the farther back you go, the less detailed you see. Here's an hourly backup that we're looking at right now. So this one was done, I don't know when. Anyway, today. So here's one that was done at 9:08. Notice it's starting to move back. And then here's one that was done at 9:06. Wyatt did it every 2 minutes. So at 5:30 this morning, this was the backup. And this is whatever had changed between that and 4:25 in the morning was written, and nothing really changed because I was sleeping.
Okay, I get those messages, but to me, that means that I have not backed it up to an external hard drive. Well, that's what I get, because it will say, it's been 10 days or something. And so then, once I connect the external, then that all goes away. So it's supposed to be doing this daily as well?
Hourly and daily and monthly, yes.
So if I'm getting this and it's still telling me, I can just ignore that forever or what?
No, you need to go into, okay, so this, I'm in Time Machine if I wanted to back up. So if I
Okay.
said, whatever I did last week is where the last change I made, I gotta go back to get whatever it was. Let's say you wiped out 3 files. So here's yesterday at noon, here's yesterday at midnight, here's whatever that says, October 1st. There's one, not quite 3 weeks ago. So if I choose that one, then, excuse me, I'll get everything that was on the hard drive up to that point, and anything later won't be showing. So that's the whole point. So here's where I first connected this one, April of 2014. This is a newer machine. So I added it, and if I went back farther in time, I keep on going. And eventually it gets to the point where it's no longer in memory, because here's yesterday. So there's like a day's worth. So in order to do that, I need to reconnect to my time machine, is the point. So you'll see these blanks, or on this calendar list, it'll show you the last backup. And so I have one here, May 27th, and I have one right now. So it was made a few minutes ago when I was connected. So if you don't show those, you're getting a message that it hasn't occurred for 6 months. So your last backup that you could see in Time Machine would be the 6 month ago backup, whatever it was, a day or an hourly or whatever. So you would need to reconnect. So I'm going to cancel out of this. I'm getting out of Time Machine itself. And I'll go back. Now I'm back at my my desktop. And if I go to Time Machine, now I want to open Time Machine Preferences. I'm not entering Time Machine, I'm entering the preferences only. So this is where you tell your Time Machine what to use. So in my case, I have two Time Machine versions. One is called Old Time Capsule. I had a drive that I replaced and moved off-site, and when I'm there, it backs up to that. When I'm home at the Whittier site, it uses this one, Data it's called, and it's a time capsule, one of those 3 terabyte ones.
Okay, so what are the red circles with the eye in
It means something's gone on that's not good.
it? And that's what I've got.
It says, it could not be found. Make sure the backup disk is connected or select a different backup.
Yes, that's what it tells me.
Yeah, so you're not connected. And notice I'm not either. October 2nd was the last time it backed up to that drive. And on this drive,
Okay, is that an external drive?
it is external.
Yeah, okay.
This is external, and the last time it backed up was April. That's this off-site one I use sometimes, so I haven't connected there. So I'm not backing up to this one. So you can go into the preferences and add or remove a backup disk. So if you had bought, or if you win this in the raffle today,
Maybe she just needs to plug in the other one.
yeah, well, I do.
No, I mean, maybe she
Oh.
just needs to plug in, maybe she's not connected to the, it's not plugged in.
Right. So as if I were using this, I'd just plug this in. It would show up here as a drive, and notice there's one called Botany. Well, that Botany one is this little thumb drive that I put in. It'll work too, but it's much smaller than this one. So you could pick whatever you want. One called Other Airport Time Capsule if the drive is not listed, so I could select it.
Well, my external is listed.
Is it
here,
connected?
And it seems to be right up to date.
See if it's plugged in.
Is it listed on your list here?
Yes,
This list shows your hard drive. But for whatever reason, it's not backing up, so it can't
well,
see.
the external is the internal, whatever that is.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do it to internal. The whole point is to get it out of there on
Yeah,
a different.
so but I don't understand if my externals are saying I'm backed up to a certain date, as of a certain time date. But it's still telling me I'm not backed up on the desktop.
It's not backed, it's telling you it's not backed up to whatever machine is listed in the backup disk section.
Right, it's got a little red circle.
Okay, so it's not connected. What you need to do is remove it. See, I selected it and remove came on. And then reselect, I'll assume this was it, then it'll ask you which disk you want to use.
Well, maybe you just
So-
need to go through the steps of how to activate it yourself.
It automatically
Yeah, usually
scans.
This is it, so this is how you do it.
No, it does not automatic.
So you choose your disk, you tell it use this disk, and then Time Machine will start its work. And
Yeah, but show her how to do it from the icon at the top when you,
the icon.
yeah, well, you've got the window open already.
Here,
Yeah, from right there.
okay.
And then just go
Go
to
to
the,
the Time
backup now.
Machine preferences,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
backup now.
yeah, back up now and then,
Backup now doesn't do anything to the one with the red dot.
Because you're not connected
yeah,
to
check the
it.
cords.
It's not recognizing your drawing.
Yeah.
And why all of a sudden did it just
Well, maybe
quit?
the cat disrupted.
You're sure it's on,
What's on?
the drive.
Well, it
The
could be
external
on, but
drive.
still not connected.
Well, maybe
Right, but it has to be on first.
Yeah, but it could have power, but still
So-
not connected.
Yeah,
To the
these are
machine.
the ones that are that are designated as backup drives on this, for this laptop. So I could use those, or I can add a new disk. So if I add a new
Now
disk,
people are confused.
then I add, here's my new disk, I wanna use that one.
Mhm, and then
And I
it's still
say use
telling me I'm not backed up. I have that.
Check the cords.
I know, you have to choose one, and once you choose it, it'll go do its work.
Maybe you've used two at different points in time. Maybe you've used two different backup drives. And when you plug one, is yours always plugged in? Is your backup drive external always plugged into your computer?
I have to go
Yes.
physically say backup now.
Little line going up and down.
It's on from the time my computer's turned on till it's turned off.
You haven't
Never
used it.
disconnected.
Is it connected to the wireless network?
Well, I-
Maybe you're backing up to two different,
Alright, there, that could be part of the problem. If it's not on the network.
But it's, the external drive is back.
I hope you win this, cause I'm gonna make yours right here.
The preferences. Icon
we can read it.
Okay, nobody buy tickets but me. And what did you pay for?
You may need to
Circle
buy
icon is not up
25
there right now 'cause
tickets.
it's open.
I still wouldn't
And it's got an
win.
arrow on it like this.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
It's not a complete circle. but-
So I'm gonna plug it into the USB port.
Because
Yeah.
I want
Oh, that's
to
another
see
lesson.
those preferences, because then I can know what's working or
And it's
not.
another quick lesson.
Okay,
So if you,
so
if you
then,
win this, you get
um,
all of Laurie's files.
Then,
Yeah.
good. I go back up to this icon again.
Alright, so here's the drive, it just showed up. This drive, I just plugged it in, it showed up. And it's asking me, which do I wanna use?
Back up.
These are my old ones up here. These are available, and I'm gonna choose Elements, that's this one right here, we just plugged in. And if I say use the disk, it's going back and will erase and set it up in the format it needs. I'll do that. So it's making a one partition hard drive for this. And then it'll automatically begin to back it up. And it'll tell you it might take 13 hours, it'll take 10 hours, whatever it is. So here it is. It's on my list now of backup drives. And it says right there, waiting to back up. So it's ready, it's done. It's gonna go do whatever it does, and I'm gonna cancel it.
Show
How do
you.
I get out of it? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Where those items are. So
No, it's still
it's
running.
quite easy, when you go home, try it. Call me if you have a problem.
Just pick one of those.
Is
Well, you have a different one to start with. So do you
Just
have
waiting.
an external hard drive? Okay, yeah, we'll just put
Okay,
it in and
so
then
it's
we'll
on the
come up
list,
and then
it's
say,
waiting to back
add
up,
that
it's
one.
gonna read my hard drive. It's gonna note that there are no backups on here, and that has no backups since this machine was created and its desktop was changed. As soon as that happens, it's just gonna start writing all the files to this automatically. Now, this is connected directly. If it were connected to my router, it would be the same thing. The only difference is, this is a direct connect, these two are wireless. So if you have wireless, check your wireless connection to be able to do that.
Check the cord.
You've been gone for 6 months though, haven't you?
I've been gone 4.5 months, counting the time I've been back. But it started in the spring, and I didn't pay much attention because I thought working. And then when I got to Michigan and was looking at it, it would tell me that, and it kept adding days and days. I just really didn't know what to do.
Yeah, you just need to reconnect.
But
So you reconnect, that's
Okay.
all you need to do. So you do that again, in the preferences, choose add or remove a backup disk. And then you get to choose, here's Elements again, that's the one we just added. I could choose that, and all my backups will go here automatically.
External or the internal?
I want to remove it, so I'm going to remove that disk. Stop using this disk. So that's what I would do, is go in there and check to see what's on the list of your backup drives. If you have one with the red information that it hasn't been backed up for a while, 6 months, just select it and then remove it. And then, when you're done, go back and reconnect and say use that disk. If it's on your network, it'll still be there for you to
Check the cables
choose it.
first.
Sometimes they get confused.
What's that?
Sometimes they get confused and you gotta do redo.
Yeah, sometimes you have to re-select it, even though you've been using it for a year.
okay.
Okay, so is it supposed to back up regularly without doing anything to the external hard drive?
I don't know what you mean without.
Okay,
doing-
well, I guess my problem is because I don't leave my external hard drive on. I only turn it on when I want to back up.
Oh, then it can't do anything.
Yeah.
You have to have it on.
Yeah, but I don't want to leave it on, so I don't want that bright orange light staring at me all night.
Put a pair of socks, right?
Hey, I have electrical tape over the phone, over.
Yeah, nothing happens if it's on.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna.
but if I left it on, would it automatically just back up?
All the time,
Yeah,
every
well.
hour.
I don't want to waste all that electricity.
I did change mine to just back up every day, because I didn't like it backing up every hour.
You can do that.
There's a free program called Time Machine Editor. You can download and you can tell
Did you
the
write-
Time Machine when you want it to back up.
I think
Once
that's
a
what I
day,
use.
once every week.
To your wrist.
Well, thank you.
Well, let us know.
Asking what happened to your wrist.
Okay, so
I said you were fooling around.
here we are, Yosemite is running, and this is a good page. This happens to be my mail. Here's a new message from Bob. Bob, in another message elsewhere, has said he doesn't like Yosemite because it's flat. Well, the head designer now, Johnny Ive, who designed the Macs and all of the iPhones and all of that stuff, a couple of his designs from Apple are in the Smithsonian now. And if you look at some of that stuff, it's pretty minimalist, nice sleek lines, like, Bob, you should pass that around. And I'll pass mine around, and you can compare the difference. That's a bigger phone, but it feels smaller because of the design of these curved edges, and this is a square version. And so he got put in charge of the design of software as well a little while back, 6, 8, 10 months ago, I can't even remember, when the other guy who used to be in charge of iOS development said, you know, I don't know, I don't wanna work on weekends, or I don't know what he said, something like that. He just didn't sound like he was as committed to the gung-ho boys at Apple. He got fired. And when that happened, all that design of this got shifted over to him, and he's a minimalist. So what you see are buttons that are flat. They don't have the little rounded look and kind of plain. Notice the left-hand icons in the mail. There are no color in them. They're minimalist also. Notice here is this little thumb drive. It has a new design completely from the other design that used to be there. So you gotta compare the two side by side to get a sense of these changes. But the point is, throughout, it's all minimal. And here's a letter, sorry, here's the message itself that I've selected. And it looks similar, not too much different, but you can change some of that look, and all of the windows now begin to take that on. Here's the plain look again. If I wanted to go to System Preferences, it allows you to make changes. So I'm going to go to General. Let me back up. I'm in System Preferences again, and if I hit General, now this is nothing too different here yet. The appearance has been this way in Mac OS 10 for quite a long time, when they shifted over to, almost from the time OS 9 first came out. It was only these two choices, blue and graphite. So I'm running blue at the moment. Graphite is even more minimal. Notice the color in the buttons is gone. But if I drag over them, I can see the plus sign, the minus sign, but the color is missing. On the on the left-hand side of this window, no difference, because it didn't have any color to begin with, except up here the color in the buttons is gone. So if I go back to General, and remember I'm in the General System Preferences, and I change back to blue, the color comes back. So that will be the overall theme for everything related to Yosemite. And it's just a different look. And I can change then the color I use to highlight. That's always been available. But what's new is right here, where it says use dark menu bar and dock. Right now, if you see the the menu bar, underneath there's sort of a pinkish tinge to it, because that's the color underneath the on the desktop picture, in this case the picture of Half Dome. Oh, hang on.
Here we go.
I'm gonna get out of iPhoto here a minute. And so there's the window, and this, whatever the background color is in the menu bar, it will take that on because it's got a translucent look to it. But if I choose use dark, and dock. So here's the dock. Notice you see the color of the window underneath the icons. Notice also the icons are different. They're sort of plain, eh? They look less rounded like little objects. They look like plain icons. And this is sort of preferential. Whatever is your thing is your thing. But it reminds me, you remember back when Apple got rid of the multicolored apple with the rainbow stripes and they went to the white? There was stuff hitting the fan for weeks. Oh, what are they doing? That's the Apple logo. Who's going to know? And it just died down, went away. And now whoever thinks about it, it's the white Apple logo is the corporate view. Well, the same thing's gonna happen here, in spite of all of the attention being paid to the flat look, it will become what it is. It's also a little bit closer to both the iOS 8 iPad and iPhone operating system. So there's a beginning to see some unity there. And when you think about it from Apple's point of view, we've been using these Apple devices for a while. There are lots of people that are new to Apple completely. They come to it out of an iPhone. They have an iPhone, they like it, and they think, well, maybe let's see, and they'll go buy the Mac. First time they've ever seen it. So they are trying to make that transition more seamless for people. And the reverse is true. They use this, they want to go to an iPad and make sure those are more seamless. So Apple's really trying to get a unified view across all of these devices that they produce. When you see the iWatch come out, it won't be a scaled down version of iOS operating system. It will be iOS, but it'll have features in it that are unique to that phone. I mean, you're not going to need a file system like you need on the desktop, because you're not going to create those files on an iPhone. So you won't see the file system, but you'll see other things that are very similar to iOS. So one is to use the dark menu. Notice the menu has changed already, so the translucency is gone and the color, it vaguely gets through that darker background. So if I go to the dock, you can see it's now darker along the icon.
You can adjust the translucency if you go to accessibility panel.
Okay, so here we are. You want to go to what?
Accessibility. Right. And right down in, where it says reduce transparency, you click that. And you can also increase the contrast, which makes, the scroll bar, as it were, it makes it a little darker. You can see the little line going up and down.
Normal and
That's the whole display.
cursor size. Oh, that's good. Look at that. So, lots of
Sidetrack.
details like that. So there's the darker menu is the point, and then the drop-down menus are dark as well, much more contrasty.
So now deselect reduce transparency. And now go back, now go back to the menu. You see it's a lot lighter.
And a little less transparent. And notice though, you look right up here where it says back, you get a hint of pinkness, like the background picture. So almost all of the windows, except like this one, will show through underneath. So notice, watch this sidebar right here. As I move it to the lighter orange side, notice the color of that shows through. So all of these windows have picked up a little transparency. This is Safari, and this is a web page we're looking at. And so it doesn't show, it shows the web page itself, not the transparency of the windows like they do in the others. This is Walt Mossberg, who wrote for the New York Times for a while. He reviewed the phone. It's a very good review, and it compares this with others like the Samsung whatever it is, Note or Galaxy or the 5 or whatever they're calling it. And his last line is, "It's my recommendation for the best smartphone you can buy, the iPhone 6. So he has left the New York Times. He's the co-executive editor of Recode. And he moved over there with another person who used to help him run All Things D. I think it was All Things D. It was a well-known conference. Steve Jobs has appeared there and spoken a couple of times, Bill Gates. They actually appeared together. So, iPhone 6 review, it's a winner. The other iPhone review is from Ars Technica. And Ars Technica. And here's the Ars Technica review. It's multiple pages. They've been for years doing major reviews, and you can actually, instead of reading it online and scrolling through it like this, you can actually buy a copy and show it in iBooks.
Okay.
I'll come back. Okay. Just check it. So this is iBooks, and iBooks, you know, becomes now a PDF reader. So that if you have PDFs, you can just drop them right into iBooks and use it to read the document. So this is beta testing Yosemite, a manual that was out earlier. So you can do that. This is one that's been out a little while. Here is something new in iBooks. In iBooks, if you had a series, all of the titles used to be there. In this case, it's Wilson's, E.O. Wilson, the ant guy. He's the guy who got famous studying ants at Harvard.
How do we get rid of them? Anyway.
Not how to get rid of them. A social organization.
Okay.
And he wrote a book for high school biology called Life on Earth, and all 7 copies of it, the whole course takes up 7 volumes, because it's got interactive movies and photos and questions and all of the things that you think might be in a book for high school, and it took essentially 7 volumes. Well, they used to be spread out across the screen like this, as volume 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, anything that's in a similar series is grouped up, all automatic. I didn't do that. So if I go back to a single version, here's volumes 1 and 2. If I go to this, there are, I think, 7. There's 7. And they're grouped automatically. You see in the upper right-hand corner the cloud. So it's being stored in my cloud, my iCloud, I should say, and not on my hard drive. So I'm not taking up the multiple gigabytes. So all of that's automatic in the new iCloud that came out when Yosemite was released. The new version of iCloud. That's what you pay. I don't know where it is. What's it for 200 gigs? Do you remember, Bob? How much?
iCloud,
I
200
took $3.99 a month for 200 gigs.
So $48 a year for 200 gigabytes. So that's fairly competitive. Anyway, so that all comes with your iCloud, and there are all of the others that you want. Here's a good book while we're on books. The Four Fish. So the food fish that changed the world, cod being one of them, and so on. Okay, so that's iBooks. And notice, you don't get that in the Ars Technica review, sir.
I was wondering, I saw when you searched on Safari that you went to DuckDuckGo, so you changed it to your...
Good point. If I go back to Safari, I'm in Safari now, and I go to Preferences, one of the choices that you have is to set your preferred browser. And while I'm here, these are all the other things you can change and set it to the current page. You can make that your opening page. So whenever you open Safari, it'll always go to the same spot, not what they have set. So nothing's different in tabs and autofill, passwords. These are some of them. And they're all blanked out for you unless you ask to see them. So when you go to search, the magnifying glass, there's a drop-down window that lets you choose. In the past, we started out with Google, and every search you made was with Google. I'm going to leave that for a minute. or Yahoo. I had been using Yahoo up till a few weeks ago, Yahoo. And then Bing, Microsoft's version, and DuckDuckGo. So I set mine to DuckDuckGo. Here's Google. Let's just go back for a moment. And up here, I want to search for external hard drive time machine. And see what I can find. And it's giving me some things that might or might not be what I want. So I'm just going to leave my choice. And it'll go to the web. Are we on? Are you on?
We're on. Hang on, let me double check.
Oh, I'm back at Ars Technica.
Yeah, it's,
That's working? Well, mine's not working. Okay. So, when you do a Google search, and by the way, I hit Spotlight. Remember when we looked at the preview, we said it was moving from out of here to right in the center of the screen. So now it works with, when you enter your search term, it will search your emails, it will search the web, it will search other documents on your hard drive, it'll search the web for other kinds of info. So here's google.com, and it brings you this. So I'm going to look at hard drive. Recovery, what the heck? So here it is. This is the Google search that found hard drive recovery. On the right-hand side, notice you asked for hard drive recovery. It told you ads that are related. So it's suggesting for $350 I can get it done at Gilware, or I can find any one of these for a data recovery flat fee, or $150, or buy new ones and shop there. So every time you enter a search term, you get served ads. That's the Google model. Remember what we said long ago? If it's free, you're the product and your information, everything you search. So it puts together this list, and the stuff near the top are paid for on Google. This little thing here, ad. So this is what Google has served up, because these people have paid them money to make it prominent. The first non-paid ad is right here. How can I recover data, etc. So if I go back to preferences and change this to DuckDuckGo, and now do the same thing. I'm going to the Spotlight and enter, what did I enter?
Hard drive recovery.
Hard drive recovery for DuckDuckGo. Come on. There we are. And it's a little cleaner, a little quieter in my view, and more importantly, over on the right-hand side, no ads. And DuckDuckGo is just added to. You always had to go use either DuckDuckGo's application or do some hack of your toolbar to get it to work. Now it's built in, so you can make that selection. I like it, it's fast, but more importantly, it's sold as we don't track you. So this data about me has nothing to do anymore with that hard drive recovery, whereas right now it's sitting on the Google database. So it knows I was looking for hard drives while I'm in this town, Norwalk, for example. So it'll serve up ads related to that. This does not. And I used to use it, I got started using it, I should say, looking up scientific journal articles, because it was just too difficult to go through Google Scholar and this, and besides that I was using it on my iPad, which was connected to some satellite somewhere. So if I look out for fringe-toed lizard, there it is, the Coachella Valley. And that's pretty fast for this network that we're on here, so it works good. It's nice and quiet and simple. So I got started and always used it instead of the built-in, but now you can change the
I
built-in.
think it's to point out that Google does, it keeps your searches, I don't know if it's forever.
Or close to it,
Yeah.
but maybe not forever, but to the 12th of never.
And that's a long, long time.
Yeah.
Johnny Mathis. We're all the same age, you heard him sing that one.
Yeah.
So Duck Duck, that's the then there are a couple of other things. I'm gonna talk a little bit later about notifications, but in the meantime, Stuart's gonna show you about what I think is one of the coolest things about this and iOS 8, and that is what's called handoff.
No, I can't,
You can't?
because I'm not, oh, that's true. But I'm not
Let's
signing
take a
into your
break
account.
first, sorry.
I'll sign it.
Let's take a.
Oh, they move it every week.
So I guess we can get started, thanks, Stuart.
It's probably in the front now in the foyer.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show you a few features of Yosemite on my, this isn't mine, Ari's been kind enough to let me borrow his MacBook Air until mine comes back, hopefully today. It's on the way, I know that. Anyway, one of the things that I like best about the Yosemite is the handoff, the continuity, that they call it. And really what I like more than anything is, well, not more than anything, a lot, is you can make phone calls on your iPad or on your iPhone or on your computer and receive them on any and all of those devices and choose which one you're going to use. Excuse me.
What timing?
Oh, it's Ari. And for some reason, it's not working that well. Okay. Anyway, I don't know why it didn't show up on the phone, but, I mean on a computer. So what you can do is supposedly receive calls. It should have showed up there, but it didn't. But you can make calls as well from your phone. So I typed a phone number into TextEdit, and then I'm going to right-click on it, and you can call this number. This is just Long Beach Airport information, just a recording, or do a FaceTime video or audio. So I'm just going to call this number, and you have this window that comes up to actually make the call. I'll click on call. Now it says it's going through my iPhone. Now they all have to be connected to the same wireless network and all logged in to the same iCloud account. So you can't hear it too well, but you can see that it is making the call. It's going through. So I'm going to end this call.
Okay, and that again came with OS 8?
OS 8 and Yosemite. Yeah, you have to have, although you could make it, and I do this now at home, on the iPad, and if you don't have cellular connectivity on the iPad like we don't at home, through your iPhone. So it can be just iOS 8 devices to get working together. It doesn't have to have Yosemite.
That's why your iPad rang the other day.
Yeah, because I'm not on Yosemite.
Yeah, well, you're on iOS 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the point is, the iPad doesn't have to be a phone like your phone is. Your
Right.
phone's got a radio in it to hit the satellite, but your iPad does not. It's just working over Bluetooth in your house.
Right,
But-
exactly,
But it behaves as if it were
yeah.
a phone.
So Stuart, then the computer is going through the phone to make the call?
Right,
Huh.
right. And that's why you have to have Bluetooth paired up with it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But you don't have to have the same carrier as the person you're sending
No.
it to.
Right,
That's,
right, you
as
don't,
long as there's service.
right.
Right.
Okay, like on my phone, I have Bluetooth turned off, so it would or would not work.
Wouldn't work.
It would not work.
Okay, and for instance, the way, you know, the practical uses for that, let's say you're on the, let's cable out of the way, let's say you're on the web, and,
You lost picture.
oh, okay. Try that again.
I gotta look
There.
for technology.
There you go. Sort of.
Where'd all this get
Yeah, where'd everything go? There we go. Okay, so let's go to someplace that has phone numbers. Phone number. Okay, so white pages and
That's a new color.
yeah, it is. Can I look up your, I'll look up, let's say Ari Cooper.
I like the second one.
The second.
This one?
Is that your younger days?
No, it's my granddaughter. Who's that guy on the right?
No, the one.
Omro Brabant.
Prince Bernhard. Okay, I want to find a phone number here. Here we go.
Lessons.
And
Lesson plan. There it is.
I'm just trying to find.
This is what we're doing.
It's not working right.
What time now?
I'm getting dizzy.
Okay.
I said
Just want a company to call.
You can't call Amazon, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't want you to call them.
Here, I know, FedEx. It should say, oh, this is another feature. I just shrank the screen, I mean, the screen, and it shows you what your current page is and history of pages you've gone to. So you can click on those, or just click on the page you're at.
How'd you shrink it?
I just pinched
Oh,
those. Kinda, I do that half the time. 3/4 of the time I do that, it's accidental. I go to North America.
Would that be like homepage, and how did you get?
yeah, because he's just at FedEx at the top.
Uh, Alright, I'm taking all your time, so I'll just forget that. Basically, you can find a phone number, for instance, on the web, and you can usually dial that number from, you know, from the whole continuity, if that number is actually typed in and it's not an image of a phone number, not a picture of a phone number. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Okay.
Why don't you do the Apple Store, see what happens?
Oh, there you go. With a phone number? If they answer.
Apple.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go to support.
Go to store.
Okay, I'll go to store. Where are you leading me here? Oh, God. Shop iPhone. again, I'm just looking for a phone number,
That's
but
Okay.
in any event, it'll work. If I type a number.
Well, type in Brea,
So then how, then,
Brea store.
when you talk, are you going over the Apple, the speaker and the computer then?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's,
Something else, show us something else about it.
so that, it does work, that does work. I also, while I was here, I wanted to show you a couple more, features of, Safari. When they first came out with the beta, all they had up here was the name of the website. So if you go to my Eclectic website, all it showed was facebook.com. It didn't show the rest of the URL, which I use all the time. So the way to enable that is to go to Safari Preferences and let's see. Advanced show full website address. And that wasn't in the first developer version, but they, by popular demand, they put it in. And at first I didn't like, but now I do like the fact that when you just single click up in this window, you get your favorites, much larger and easier to go to. And Jersey Girls, that's not anything risque, that's the Jersey Boys group, the women's team. Anyway, I shouldn't have brought it up, because you saw it. Anyway, another feature of continuity and handoff, which I'll switch computers for, we're specialized in, is you can start in one app on one device.
Computer along with one Safari or?
Oh, we're going to switch into a different computer.
Because here's the thing. In order to use continuity or handoff, you have to be in the same iCloud account and be on the same Wi-Fi network. Otherwise, it won't work. And in any event, the way it works is, let's say that I have this iPad, which is, these are all in Ari's account. And I say that because they all have to be in the same account. And on the laptop, I've decided to, oh, the dock is over here. To go to my, can I open the calendar?
Sure.
Okay. Open the calendar. Okay, so here's his calendar. Now, let's say that, okay, I'm looking at it, whatever, and then, you know what, I'm gonna,
Pull it down just a little bit. No, the daily page there, they drag down so you can see more, see 8 AM, not that part. Go into the calendar, down, 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 now just drag down, no, down a
Where's
little
the
more.
18?
Now drag down.
oh, gotcha. This?
Yeah, so you can see what I'm doing.
Build wooden toys, okay. Funny.
Okay.
See that, Bob?
That's
Tuesday
tomorrow.
the
Check it on mine.
21st.
Como? I missed it.
Alan, do you see it?
Yeah, you better be making cars.
That's what I'm doing, building wooden toys.
That's good. Me too.
I don't see the Y on there.
But you're having lunch with Alma. On
YMCA.
Wednesday.
Oh, I took all those off.
Anyway, so let's say you want to continue this task, you want to do it on your iPad instead. So you get the iPad and go back to the lock screen, which is kind of a fragment. Up here. And then you open it again. And way, you have to have good vision, but way down in the corner here, you see a little icon in the lower left corner. And you swipe that icon, swipe up on the icon, and Ari will enter his passcode.
He said, let's see.
What does that icon represent?
What was the other one?
Let's see, what was it? Spaghetti.
The Wi-Fi.
it represents the app that you're gonna go to.
You're never gonna do this, don't worry.
And then it shows up on here. And you continue working on it on your
I'm
iPad,
never gonna do it either.
okay?
So
And,
go ahead and add an event.
okay.
So what's,
An event,
Next,
hi. Add an event. And then, if I go back to the computer and refresh it,
Automatically
I don't wanna do it, so I'm wondering if
It's working.
I don't know where it went, but it does,
What time did you set it?
whatever it said, 8,
Oh, you have to go.
whatever time it is now, 10:30.
Okay, you gotta scroll down a little bit. There you go.
Here it is, I said hi. So now it shows up on the computer,
Click it.
and you continue working on the computer. Or your phone, any iOS 8 device or Yosemite.
So if you had them linked before, you could open your calendar on your iPhone and manipulate it, add in events, and it would eventually show up there because it's all done wirelessly. The difference is now it's done direct. There's no lag, there's no uploading to the cloud, and the cloud finds all the other devices and pushes them back out. This is done directly over the Bluetooth between the two machines direct. And he'll show you another thing you can do with it in just a minute. But Monday, I'm getting my swamp cooler repaired, so we're gonna sell tickets. They're $5. And you can have the old parts.
Okay, now on the iPad, I've opened up Safari, okay? And if I want to continue working on it on the computer, I will go to the dock, and all the way to the left, or in this case the top of the dock, above the Finder icon, you see a Safari
Oh,
icon.
I see.
You open it, and it takes you exactly where you have been on the iPad.
Oh my.
Exactly that part of the web. That's really nice stuff.
Very nice.
And I'd like to show you, there's so much, I haven't even explored as well. Family sharing, is that what you, okay. For that, I have to go back to this one.
Well, show them note while you're there. then.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So if I start a note,
I'm gonna double click the home button.
okay. So now we've got the notes going here, and I'm going to type hi to all. And I just typed it on the iPad, and now on the computer, I go to notes. You can see the note icon is there, and as soon as it refreshes, there it is. Now it's up on your notes on your
So-
computer.
You could now start typing there on the keyboard on the Mac. Finish it up.
Spelling, I was a teacher, so it bugs me.
And then it'll be pushed over to the,
So it'll show up on an iPad, an iPhone, and
any device, yes. Including, by the way, Apple TV. You can stream some of this to your Apple TV.
Somebody in your
Because it
house.
has that, whatever that feature is.
Get the great in the future
Okay, and I want to show you one more thing, family sharing, which I talked my wife into. I get so excited about this stuff.
Using her credit card or yours?
Mine, so. It was not that hard to sell.
Question is, why did you put the thing on top of the roof of the car?
What thing?
It said something, you put your iPad on the roof of the car.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that was, that other guy.
Yeah,
Oh, that other
was
guy
his
did it.
message.
That was his move.
Fell off.
He-
Okay.
he did.
So family sharing is a feature which is very convenient. If you have well, multiple people in a family, your spouse or kids, whoever, and instead of having separate accounts, separate credit card accounts for app purchases, iTunes purchases, anything like that, calendar sharing, you can put everybody into the same group. And the way you do it, and the way it works well is this way. I'll say this. You go in, actually I have it right here. These are, I just took screenshots of the setup windows for family sharing. I don't know if I need to go into them all. It just says one person is the organizer, okay, of the family, and you set up,
Where do you start it?
oh, in iCloud preferences. Oh, so yeah, you go here, system preferences, iCloud. Oh God. And here it says manage family because I've already set up the account, but if you haven't, I think it says create family or set up family. And so now we share as much of this as we want to.
Are you in there now? I'm sorry, go back to that.
Yeah.
So you're, yeah. And this is where you can add or delete people?
Yes.
So your wife's there?
Oh,
Yeah.
So you didn't add me, what's the deal?
Oh, you mean onto my credit card?
Yeah,
There's an oversight.
so that's the
oh.
disadvantage is it's a single credit card, if that matters. And anybody who is added to yours uses your credit card for any purchase. But here's the good part, to me, even doing that, is if Stuart buys a book on iBooks, then his wife can read it without paying again.
Right.
Right now, if you have two iTunes accounts, iTunes Store accounts, each of you have to buy the same book. So now you don't have to do that. If you buy a song, you all have access to it.
Right.
If you both have the same taste in music, but if you don't, you end up buying your own
Then-
anyway. So it's nice in that you can have
I think it's 5.
5 people added to your group, and which means, so if you bought a book, for example, all 5 of you could read the same book and pay only one.
Right.
That way you can see what your kids are buying.
Yeah.
exactly.
If they're buying it on your credit card.
Yeah.
And you can control that. Well, he's got it checked, share my purchases right there, you're there.
Right.
iTunes, iBooks, and App Store. So if you bought Field Runners 2, you could both play it and wouldn't have to buy it twice. And if you're not playing Field Runners, what's the matter with you guys? Man, that thing will take up your time, you won't have to worry about the stuff you weren't doing.
So does it automatically download it, or does the other person have to then download the app or go to iTunes to get it, or?
They have to go get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, sorry, yes, but it's paid for,
Yeah.
there's no pay for it. You don't have to pay for it.
So this is only for things that you pay for, this family.
No, not necessarily.
No,
Let me show you.
Calendars or?
Yes, yeah. You can share calendar. You can check if the person's a parent or guardian or a child.
Oh, you can find out where you are.
And, oh yeah, it knows, but we agreed on this. So this is helpful because you can find the other person who is logged into a different iCloud account in Find My iPhone. Whereas before you had to go to Find My Friends if they're in a different account.
And right above that, it says, check parent or guardian, and if you do that, then you have authority to approve purchases for kids.
Okay.
So when you log your kids into that account, and they want to buy something, you have to give permission ahead of time. So there's no nefarious purchases going on here that your $150 book that your kid bought. But it's pretty slick. There's a few problems. It's kind of slow at times, and you get different materials. I wish they would give you the list of stuff that's available to you.
Right.
That's all.
But yeah, as far as sharing a calendar, absolutely yes.
Yeah.
It adds family calendar. And then if you enter an event and you give the other person permission to see it, then it's in your shared calendar. So if I uncheck the rest of these, I don't think we have anything.
It's Felix, we're making a movie.
So I volunteer at Long Beach Airport, so.
Looks like you're volunteering at the airport.
Yeah. Oh, this is somebody else's calendar now. So if I uncheck it, there's nothing going on. Besides calendars, let's see what else was there. You can share, oh yeah, the iTunes purchases. I go to iTunes.
Can they follow you?
I don't want that tour.
And when they come to my house, it's a riot because when we come in the gate, it tells me. When I'm in the front gate to the complex.
How do I get rid of this
Send
thing?
my dog, go see their hair. Yeah.
Anyway, I go to purchase store. Thought I was signed in.
Did Benny just re-downloading your septic? Septic got only 2 months of the deal.
Yeah, I was there with the latest, I haven't done it. I haven't even put my computer
Okay.
upstairs on Maverick, so I should.
There we go. Okay, so now I can find out, for instance, if there are different apps that I purchased, and I don't know why it's showing. My iPhone apps.
And then I'll show you right where you are.
Great. Not working the way I want to right
Shows
now.
the actual
But anyway, yeah, you're right, Ari, it's very slow.
Interesting, huh?
And my iPhone apps, again, it's,
Create a Halloween costume.
yeah, just not doing it right now. But anyway, you can find the apps that you bought or your spouse has bought, whoever, and download them. There's one more. Oh yeah, this is nothing at all to do with continuity, but a lot of people are complaining that there isn't any sidebar anymore here with the list. And it's a roundabout way, but you can get the sidebar back. If I go to, let's say, podcasts, you click on playlists, and the sidebar shows up again. I wish there would just be a preference to either show or not show the sidebar, but that's the way it
So
is.
this is not Yosemite, right?
Yeah.
Yosemite, so, okay.
So you were saying that you can share your apps with your spouse or whoever? Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Okay. I want to know the downside. If I'm gonna if I put Yosemite on my phone and on my computer, what programs am I gonna have to change? Good point.
Have you noticed?
Well,
very many?
oh, what's not compatible?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think it's improved since they had the beta, isn't it? They kind of worked out a lot of the kinks. A lot of companies brought out new apps, new upgrades.
Have you found like Word doesn't work anymore?
Well, let's do a search on that. Oh, no, I did test before I,
No, Word works. So
Word
does Pages, by the way.
I don't
I would
like
hope so.
Pages, you know.
You should.
I like that.
God, it's
I
wonderful.
love it.
I
really like it.
Come on, we'll have to go meet you at the cafe and we'll
No.
just go through.
I know where everything is with my Word.
Roaring Apps, that's it. Go to roaringapps.com and it'll tell you what is and what isn't
Oh, good.
compatible.
Okay.
Compatibility table.
Compatible.
And you have to have
Yep.
a lot of time to go through it.
Yep.
Okay.
Here's the app, the URL, here's Yosemite, and you can type in the program.
Dashboard does not work.
Oh, it doesn't?
Is that correct? It doesn't have a check?
Let's see.
Well, that's one called A1 dash.
Yeah, that's somebody else's
Or it's
add-on.
something else?
Yeah. What dashboard are you talking about? For this?
Yeah, the one here.
Well, that works.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
has got hundreds of pages. So the easiest way is just to type a search.
Mm.
So let's say it's
Type Word.
Word.
You can see the version of Word.
It's on that
Word
though.
10.
Yeah, it's just like, you replace the
Type it.
engine, but you haven't replaced the
I have
seats
to tell you how
and the car.
to sorry.
Okay, yeah, all the stuff are all,
And
I don't know why it's not responding right now.
as long as.
But I tried Word,
Compatible, so it's
and
not
it-
working.
No.
Yeah.
It works fine. It works fine.
Secretary takes the minutes. She
I
said.
have,
Yeah, it probably will.
Roaringapps.com.
American.
But again, back it up before you.
I have that.
have to do this.
Pages you wouldn't have to do that.
So that's what I wanted to show. There's a whole lot more. I'll post some how-tos.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why they don't make a big old list, but it seems like on these upgrades, you gotta always hunt around and talk to people and find out where everything is. It's just the way it is. Yeah, no manual. No manual anymore. You gotta buy Pogue's book on
Yes, Saving Glory Excellence.
Well, thanks, Stuart.
You're welcome.
It's not that one. Another order.
Oh, okay. Would you want to talk about your upcoming
But
trip?
we're
Is
sending them
that
out.
what it is?
No,
Where's the-
Go ahead.
okay. Okay, I'm gonna just take a few minutes of your
No,
time
because Safari is kind of an apple.
say,
Oh,
now that I'm retired and have retired from about 3 or 4 different jobs,
yeah.
I've been hired again to do another job. This one, is there anyone here who has heard of Grand Circle Travel?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We did
Well,
that for years.
You've been doing it for years?
We did it for
So,
years.
wait. Anyway, they've just hired me to do, because we travel so well and so often. They've just, Ari? They've just hired me to do travel parties. And what that involves is you inviting 8 to 10 people, or as many as you want, but a minimum of 8, to your home, and then I come out and I do a presentation for about an hour and tell them all about the different trips that are available and some of the benefits of traveling with people over 50. So, well, as opposed to the younger ones. Anyway, for just having a party in your home and allowing me to come in and explain, and I do a presentation, you get $200 credit towards any trip in any of their numerous catalogs that they send out. And if anyone at that books within a couple of months period of time, you get additional credit. So you can earn a free trip. So I've got these, that's all I'm going to say about it. If you're interested, give me a call. My business card is on each one.
So when you first said group trips, I was thinking like you did that group to Cuba.
No,
But this is like individual.
This is, right, you do not have to all go together.
Yeah.
You know, you're just,
Or on
in
the
other
same
words, right, you all don't have to go on the same trip.
Yeah, okay.
So someone who's at your home may decide, we've been wanting to go to Africa, and they may book a trip to Africa in February, but you don't want to go there at all. You want to go the opposite direction. You want to go to China in, you don't want to go in the summertime. It's too hot. But you want to go in December. So, and then the company takes care of everything. You just get the credit.
Does it go with Oats also?
Yes, it's all three companies, OAT, Overseas Adventure Travel, which is geared for a faster pace and for someone who is in really good physical shape. A couple of years ago, Donna and I did Costa Rica, and we did the zip line through the rainforest. You know, I don't know whether I want to do that today, but I did it when I was 10 years younger. So, and then the Grand Circle Cruise Line is the river cruises through Europe, which are wonderful, just relaxing and wonderful. And then the Grand Circle tours are the larger groups, land tour in a bus. Okay, I won't take any more of your time, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did everyone get a catalog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is right.
I know you do. Have lots of
Hundreds.
copies. I know. I know.
Any other questions? The new thing then, we'll talk about next time, is the notifications. It's changed quite a bit from the previous ones. It's this little icon at the top here that looks like a little list that pops out on the side. You can now edit what goes in there. You can add different gadgets. In this case, I've added a calculator, I've added the world clock. I can take it off just as easily. And
It's like our
there's your
widgets.
daily calendar and your reminders off of your reminder list. And stock markets, you can have, let's see, how are we doing?
Yeah.
So this
Not
was
great.
a couple days ago, or Friday, yesterday.
That was right.
And the weather, depending on where you are, at Borrego Springs and Cruz Bay, and events. So you can also add in your mail, you can add messages, you can add photos, you can, lots of stuff. So if you want a quick look at your mail, you can see them without opening up mail, and you get a little preview. Very, very nice. It's actually useful now, like it wasn't useful before. But you can go in under preferences and then change all of those things. So we'll look at that next time, more about Yosemite.
It's
So
nice.
remember, you got Yosemite, which is for your laptops, desktops, your computer operating system, and we were also talking about iOS 8 for all of your iDevices. And they're tightly integrated now. That, you know, is an advantage. Let me go back, I'll show you something really quick where we talked about searching, changing the search engine from whatever you want to Google to DuckDuckGo. You can also change your preferred browser. I forgot where it is.
I saw it earlier.
Huh?
I saw it earlier when you had it.
Is that under agenda?
Well, there.
Let's see.
I know I saw it in one of the
What
windows
about
that you had.
New Windows open with?
It's probably your system preferences, isn't it?
It might be.
Let's see.
Default web browser, thank you, Alan. There it is. Safari. You can now set it to be Evernote. Evernote has a little browser built into its, built into Evernote. It's not the full browser like we're using in Safari. It's done for different reasons, and so it's a little browser of their own. And then Google Chrome, in this case, I'm using Canary, which is a 64-bit. It hasn't quite been released yet. It's beta software, but it runs a little faster on Google. I know Jerry talks about it and he uses it all the time. I'm still a Safari guy. I like the integration of all of this stuff. That's the point. iOS 8 now on your two devices and your laptops or your desktops, all of those begin to work together. Functions of iOS 8 and iOS 8 and Yosemite. Thank you, I got it.
So, and what about the auto pay thing, or whatever it's called, the Apple Pay?
Starts Monday. You can actually buy stuff at the Apple Store using Apple Pay. When it goes live and in the wild, that you need an iPhone 6. The reason is it's got a new chip in it called NFC, Near Field Communication. And that's what allows you just to hold it up and it reads it automatically. So AutoPay is pretty clever. It's probably going, I think my prediction, get rid of your credit cards if you go to AutoPay. And what it does is it, one time you enter your credit card number, it's scrambled, and then when you go to pay, it gives you a new number as if you had another credit card, which is transmitted to the vendor. So this encrypted new number does not match your credit card number, goes to the vendor gets it, it finds that it's legit and authorized and all of whatever normally happens when you swipe your credit card. But it does not know who you are, what your credit card number is, or what you've purchased. It only knows it's an authorized sale. So whatever happens behind the scenes, and this is in concert with your banks and so on, it says you had to deduct this amount for their new hard drive they just bought. And that's deducted from your account. You know what it is, you'll get the info, but the purchaser will never see what it was, who you are. All they know is it was authorized and their price was right and they get their money.
So all these businesses then have to purchase these readers?
They need a gadget, absolutely. So it's not going to remove all credit cards because some people will never catch up with that. You know, there are some people that still put your card down and then they wipe it. And that makes that impression thing. Remember, that's where we started 50 years ago.
I was at a store and I was asking the sales clerk, does anybody ever use money? He says, oh yeah, every now and then we get some money. I even got a person with a check. Oh my God, yeah. What do we do?
Yeah, I almost never write a check anymore.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Very, very
So it's very secure. The credit card companies like it because it's getting rid of all of that hardware that they have to do. All they do is just get this authorization to, here's the money, and the money goes and deducts. Apple reported at the meeting last week, or no, Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday or
Thursday.
what Thursday?
It was Thursday.
That 500 more
Yeah.
banks have signed up and said, you bet, I'm doing this. So it's going to change this whole pay thing, and I think the likelihood of most major places not having a reader is going to be small.
Plus
It'll take a while,
They'll
but
make those readers go to more than just Apple. I mean,
Yes.
it'll be Android, it'll be all the other ones.
oh yeah.
Because
So
it's more secure.
check it out on Monday. I'm going to buy something Monday just to see it.
Just to see how it works.
Oh, that's
I would
just
have
a
a
month.
5S.
Maybe I'll buy a phone.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how it works, I admit, how it works on the web. I don't know what's going on there yet. I don't know, I mean, what are you gonna scan here?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, with the
I think Walgreens is.
With the camera, maybe.
Yeah, it's a little thing that plugs into the side,
I don't know about
about as big as your thumb.
Imagine Walmart. Margin Target.
What?
The
The reader?
reader is about the size of your thumb
Yeah.
that you plug in.
Oh, you mean a separate external
Like
reader?
a square.
Yeah.
Square
Well,
box.
That's gonna be the way.
You've seen it if you've gone to like a mobile gas station, it's got what they call fast pass or speed pass.
Yeah.
Same notion, you just sort of swipe this little gadget that hangs on your
What about it?
keychain. It's like those those little plastic cards for your market, where the market can scan it, except that's a scanner. This is just close proximity, it's just reading what's on that chip. That's what's going on in your Apple phone. So, soon.
Maybe it's a little like the fast track on the freeway. If you're in the carpool lane and you actually,
Oh, the electronic
with the
reader
toll
on
lane,
it.
yeah.
So, but they're gonna bring that to you. I mean, they're not gonna take your phone to go do it, correct?
Oh, you mean like in a
No.
restaurant?
They
Yeah,
will bring it to you.
yeah.
That's what always impressed me about the Europe model. They've had little hand readers that could take your credit card right at your table. Now, it's similar to what some of the department stores doing. You know, Nordstrom's does the same thing as Apple. If you go to the Apple store, the guy's got that holster with his modified iPhone, that big gadget, and he swipes your card and it sends it right over here to the table. Same thing now at Nordstrom's. So it's sort of like that. They come to you, you scan it. The difference is you won't scan anything, you just hold your phone up and that will authorize the sale.
And then when you get the chip under the skin, you won't have to do that.
You know, you can go to the Apple store right now and buy something and never interact with one of the Apple agents. Open up your Apple Store gadget, what do you want to address? App, the Apple Store, App Store app, Apple Store app. And so if you want to buy this hard drive, you scroll through it and you say, purchase. And it's already got your credit card, you know. Apple's got 500 million credit cards on file. It's got that, it says that's authorized, and it charges to your account and says, do you want a receipt, yes or no? You say, no, just mail it to me. You pick it up and you can walk out the store. Never talk to a,
How they know if you paid?
except for the guy at the door. All right.
Thanks,
Our
Art.
last thing, don't forget to go to waymug.org. This is the website that Alan has been keeping. And don't forget, we've been showing all morning MacBlackDick for your
Facebook.
questions and
Facebook.
answers. And that's on Facebook.
Thanks, Art.
Thank you. Drawing,
Yeah,
you want to do the drawing now or not?
Which drawing?
they already did.
Did the drawing.
Who lost?
all
Stuart
done.
won.
I didn't get it?
We can raffle off your
It's okay, it's
iBook.
used.
It's used
It's
anyway.
used anyway.
Yeah, you put it up.
Whose is it?
It's
I was-
Stuart's. It's Stuart's.
I got to win something this week.
Yeah, the heck with it, I'm not gonna
When
pack
that guy
it.
worked at. Share Kindle books.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I draw it now,
Must go through Amazon.
We choose